Hi Kieran, Paul, glad to have you here. Really glad to have you here, ready for Battle of Nights 2024.
Yeah.
Kieran, if you could just tell me a bit about yourself and how you've got here.
Yeah, so I'm Kieran Piggott, I'm 22 years old. I started kickboxing at the age of 9. Before kickboxing, both my parents took me to a few different clubs. Never really clicked with any of them. The second I started kickboxing, I was hooked. I've been doing it ever since. I had many opportunities with kickboxing, fighting loads of different disciplines. So I've been Jamaica, Portugal, Spain, Amsterdam, and yeah, I've been fighting K1 for the last 5-6 years. I've picked up an amateur British title, amateur 5 Nations, and 2 different European titles.
This is your 3rd year on Battle of Nights.
Yeah.
You've headlined every year from the first show.
Yeah.
We've been always supporting you. It's been fantastic. It's been a fantastic experience watching you grow on the show and outside of the show as well.
Yeah.
Your journey has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Now you're making that step to pro,
Yeah.
which is no shins,
Yeah.
no head guards,
Yeah.
amateur out the window,
Yeah.
knees to the head.
Yeah.
Tell me your feelings about making that step.
Oh, I'm excited, mate. I'm excited. I'm excited to have a fresh start as well. You know, start from the bottom, work my way back up through the ranks. You know, and obviously it's a little bit more brutal. It's a little bit more exciting. So I'm excited to take them adjustments and take it to the next step.
Being an amateur, I'm used to it. You're very, very used to it.
Yeah.
Your experience is long lasting.
Yeah.
Have those ups and downs.
Yes.
We fight so often.
Yes.
Wins, losses.
Yeah.
Bad judges.
Yeah.
Definitely bad judges.
Yeah.
Wake up on the wrong side of the bed because you
Yeah.
was fighting last Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stepping into that pro ranks, your record now becomes ever so much important.
Yeah.
How do you cope with that mentally and the mental pressures of that?
Well, I think everyone has mental pressures, and I'd be lying if I wouldn't say I have mental pressures. I also teach kickboxing as well, and I teach a few young kids. So they look up to you, do you know what I mean? You're a role model to them, so you never want to lose and tell them you've lost.
Yeah.
But I always think it's about how you deal with it. The mental pressure, you just turn that into fire and you lay it all out in the ring on your opponent.
Fantastic. Paul, question aimed at you, of course. Paul, you're renowned in this sport. I've known you a long time. Your presence is always there. Calm in the corner, methodical. Just a great guy to be around. Now, having analysed Kieran every step of the way, how have you felt about his progress? How would you summarise his progression?
Well, because Kieran had such a good career in the tournament scene, so he became well known then competing internationally on the mats. Stepping over to the ring, there was always a little bit of noise about him, so he never kind of went under the radar. He was always well known, transferring over to the ring from the mats. So he was always under quite a bit of pressure in that people were watching him. And his ability to cope with the pressure is something he's always been able to do really well, and stay calm under pressure and keep developing. If things don't go his way, he turns that to his advantage. He analyses his performance. If he wins, he's his own worst critic. Where do we improve from there? If he loses, it's where did I go wrong and how do we improve? So every time he competes, it's a lesson for him, and he's moving on.
Fantastic. Now, obviously you've got Kieran the fighter, and you've got Kieran the character. Confident, lively, not scared to talk to anyone. How do you get a rein on that when you need to? How do you control Kieran himself?
Well, we've been all over the world together, and we've been through so many different situations together. Whatever he's wanted to pursue, I've been there to support him, like I have with all the fighters in my team. And so, as I say, each time he's competing, it's a lesson for him. So actually, he knows when it's time to play hard, when it's time to train hard, and his commitment. He'll never he'll never be out of shape. There was one time in COVID he struggled with, you know, not being able to train as he would, and he was like a caged animal, and he came out to that just desperate to fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. So you have to keep a rein on that. I have to kind of analyse whether it's the right move for him, because if a promoter approaches Kieran, the answer is always yes. Yeah, but what about that? What about that? What about that? So I'm kind of like the sounding board for him, and we talk things through, and we've got a good relationship, and he does listen to me as well. He knows that I've always got his best interests at heart as well.
Is there a specific moment where you thought, yeah, there's something special about this kid?
So
This kid is going to go far.
There's been lots, but I think the earliest one was back in the day when we'd go to tournaments, and the biggest in the world, or the second biggest in the world, was the Irish Open back in the day. And that was people from all over the world, thousands and thousands of entrants.
Massive tournaments.
Yeah, and
huge.
We had, at that time, Kieran was really young. I think he was probably 11 or 12 or something like that. And he was there because his friends were fighting at it, you know, and he wanted to be part of it. And, you know, it'd be a good experience, him being there, and just to turn around and tell everyone that he'd competed at the Irish Open. And you know that there's that many people in each division. To make it on the podium is a massive achievement, and something you can always be proud
One
of.
of the biggest amateur achievements, would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
The
You know.
Irish Open through the years, from the basketball arena
Yes.
through. Just massive scale event.
Exactly.
Kids folded under it, adults folded under the same pressure.
Exactly, and that pressure, I mean, when they moved to the City West, that was like a huge arena with 16 areas running at the same time. You know, it was scary, you know, it really was. And so we were proud that Kieran had entered. Anyway, beats his first opponent, beats his second opponent, beats his third opponent. He fought all the way and narrowly lost in the final.
Yeah.
You know, he fought all the way there. And I knew then his ability to cope with the high pressure situation showed me something that's an attribute that'll take you right to the top.
And you can't buy that kind of
No.
athlete.
No.
It's either you have it at that point. It's not something that a coach really can develop, would you say?
It's hard. It's hard developing those skills and that mindset.
Yeah.
But it's a good advantage to have that you can just do it naturally anyway.
Like you said previously, he's consistent. He trains, he works. How do you manage not burning him out?
That's a tough challenge.
That
really is a tough challenge. This last year's schedule has been harder than ever, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We've just got to say no. We've got to learn to say no. You know, and now this year we're lucky enough that you put a clear path in our way for the rest of the year, that we can just say no now. So Kieran wouldn't. He'd fight every weekend.
Yeah.
So I can say no on his behalf.
Yeah, fantastic. So, Kieran, we're due to announce your opponent in the next coming week.
Yeah.
What Kieran are you going to bring to a pro setting?
The best one yet. We've come to a mutual agreement that like we said, I'm not going to take another fight now until then. So I'm using these next few months to get bigger, get stronger for the weight, make those pro adjustments.
Fantastic. Well, guys, thank you for doing this interview. I absolutely cannot wait. Guys, be ready. It's going to be an absolute dream to have Kieran on this show, and he will put on the biggest show you guys can expect to see. Thank you.